In this video, I'm going to show you a secret technique I discovered last week that could have probably gotten me to 2K a month by the end of 2024. It's not only something you've probably never heard of before, but I'll also show exactly how to leverage this technique for yourself so that you can achieve your goals, your money goals, probably like 2 to 4 times faster than you will without watching this video. Let's go. So first of all, when you want to become successful, there are 3 things you really need. The first one is characteristics, meaning things like discipline. By the way, discipline is something that I could talk about for like 5 hours straight. So if there's something that you're particularly interested, you could just drop a comment and I can make a video about that. But it's things like discipline, things like focus, obviously, and things like the ability to adapt yourself to certain circumstances, the ability to just keep going, like humility, if you think that you're right all the time, and think that that nobody's better than you, then you can't become better because you think that you're already on the right path, things like that. Then the second thing is beliefs, which I talked about in the last video, or the video before that, which is if you don't believe that you can become successful, you obviously won't become successful. And when you believe that a certain thing that is going to make you successful doesn't work, or will not work as well as you can, then you're just limiting yourself because you cannot do something where you believe that it can't work, really. And then the third thing, which is probably the most important thing, at least for me, it's the hardest to really achieve, because changing your beliefs works pretty easily. You don't need to do like a ton of work for that. And your characteristics are also a thing that you can change pretty quickly. But the most important thing, obviously, is skills. So you have to actually be good at what you're doing in order to become better. And how do you do that? Like, for example, people like Alex Hormozi or Sam Ovens, the founders of School, or Iman Gadzhi, if you drop them out of a car, like straight into the desert, and not like in a place where they would like immediately die, but when you drop them off there, they will become successful pretty quickly, even if you took like everything away from them. And that's just because of their skills. But how do you actually learn skills fast? The way a human learns a skill, or let's define this a bit more. If you're good at a skill, then you're good at achieving a certain outcome that you want by doing something which is pretty much called the skill. And you become better at the skill when the outcome becomes better. And the outcome becomes better by either changing the process or changing the inputs of your skill. So in a practical example, if you want to become very good at cooking a certain like pasta or something, the outcome can either be better by you choosing better like pasta or better sauce or something like that, or by you just trying out different things. When like I don't know what, like I'm not like professional like cooking, but maybe like changing like the time for what you do it, or the temperature or something like that will make you better. So we realized that in order to become successful faster, or to become skillful faster, we need to change what we're doing faster. And in order to know that we have to change what we're doing, we need to know that we have failed. And so in order to become successful very, very fast, by learning certain skills very fast, not only do you have to have like other characteristics and everything, you have to fail as often as you possibly can without, I have to work on my speaking skill, without having shiny object syndrome. So the only caveat to this, to failing as often as you can, is that you obviously have to stick to one thing like all the time. That this is probably something that could have got me to my goal like already 2 times faster, is just sticking to the exact same thing. But the problem is that most people don't tell you what to stick to. Most people tell you, yeah, just like DM some people with, hey, what are you doing with email marketing right now on Instagram? And then you're doing that, and you waste like a month or something doing that, or like some weeks, and you feel like it doesn't work. Like that is already like wasting a ton of time. So when you get started, just pick one business model that you want to do that can get you to 10K a month or something, because at a certain level you want to probably choose a different vehicle. For example, doing like YouTube videos instead, or like changing like a thing like completely, because you like there are some things you cannot solve. You're like a complete beginner, for example, but you want to stick to one thing, and then you need to fail as often as possible. And how do you do that? You do that by constantly analyzing, that was the word that I was searching for, by constantly analyzing whether what you're doing right now is actually working or whether that is not working. And as soon as you realize that there could be a problem, you need to be very, very critical and either critically think about that or do some research on whether that actually does work what you do or not. Or whether it's like, again, just about your skill, and then you have to go like one level deeper and then understand like what you're actually doing is right or wrong. And this probably sounds like very vague, so I want to give you an example. What I'm personally doing right now is that I want to build a system that sends emails to people, in particular some real estate people, and to get them to schedule a call with my client. And in order to do that, I have to have a certain subject line, I have to have a certain email copy, I have to know where I can find the right people, whether the people that I'm messaging are actually the people that he is looking for and the people who will be interested in his offer, the way I present the offer, the thumbnail, like everything. That there's a bunch of stuff you need to focus on, or a lot of things that you have to improve over time. And that's also why I've decided to do that and not something else, like helping people grow their YouTube channel or something, because that just takes forever and you don't really know whether what you're doing is actually right or wrong. This video could be complete trash, and it probably is because I'm talking so because I'm already all the time being confused, and I'm not an English native speaker and all that shit. But this video could be good, and I will just know after 90 days or even more into the future, like after 6 months, this video could take off, or after a year, and I didn't really know before that, and it's completely it's a complete confusion to actually achieve something. And when you want to be fast, you need to have something where you can quickly tell whether what you're doing is right or does work or not. And for example, when I send out some emails with a trash email body copy, by the way, but I realized the mistake that I made there. I realized, okay, this actually is trash, but I didn't realize this myself when I was writing that, because I thought, okay, this is probably pretty cool, but I saw that nobody was actually interested in that or engaging with that. I only got replies with not interested. It's like literally every reply was just not interested that I received. And I realized immediately, okay, I have to change something. And then I went about this with my mentor, and we changed some things there. And then immediately I became a little bit closer to success. And you always have to be, as you pretty much every single day you need to fail. You need to fail as often as you can with the things that you're doing, because the more you do this, the more you will improve certain things and go a different way that's probably going to work. And the way that something works is really the only thing that I can come up with right now is, sorry, my speaking skills complete trash. I'm sorry, man. I have to record more YouTube videos or something. But the best thing you can do is really just tracking certain metrics that you can get with something. For example, on YouTube, you can track the average view duration of your videos. You can track, obviously, the views, and the video gets exactly as many views as the video deserves. And probably when I'm talking like this and I don't have a fancy presentation or something, then it will probably get less views than if it was better. And when I have a professional thumbnail designer, it will also probably be better. But that's something I'm just not focusing on right now. Hence, I'm doing the videos as I do them right now. But it's not just views. It's, for example, the CPM of your audience. So if you can tell that your audience is broke, it's probably going to be hard to have an offer behind your YouTube videos or something, because nobody's going to afford that or be able to afford that. And all these things, you have to track metrics, and you have to be very, very quick at finding out that a certain thing does not actually work. And with quick, I mean within days, probably, really. And that's really the best way in order to become successful. And I obviously don't just want to give you some information. I want to explain to you how you can actually apply this yourself so that you can do this. I want you to, first of all, if you didn't do this already, pick something that you want to do until you get to 10K per month, or like me, where you have a certain goal where you want to start something else and you know exactly, for example, how much you need to make. My example is 16K, something like that. You have to make that amount before I can start with something else. And then you have to pick one thing where you think right now, this will probably get me the fastest to the certain goal, to 10K a month, or that's something I particularly like. That's something where there's a lot of information about that on YouTube, and I can learn this. I'm maybe passionate about that. You have to pick something that you actually want to do. And you can take yourself like 2 days really to think about that, because as soon as you have as soon as you go on a different path again, you set back completely. And in case you've taken like months to do that, you really just set back by months. Apart from that, you already learn a certain skill that you can apply later. For example, I used to do YouTube videos in German for multiple months, and that helps me a little bit when I'm editing my videos, for example. But that's really just one thing. What you, yeah, you need to stick to one thing, and then as soon as you have this, you need to find out, okay, what can I track with what I'm doing right now, whether that is actually working or not. And it's not just metrics, it's also other things like how people react to certain things. For example, when you have a sales process and you want to be like a very good sales rep, then it's obviously not just about your sales conversion rate, because there's like 2 million things that you could be doing wrong that gets the people to not buy from you, give you like some I need to talk to my pillow, I have to think about it, objections. You need to go, the best is if you really go to like the exact feedback from the other person, and yeah, just try to find metrics as quick as possible. And obviously the best way to do this is to have a mentor that can look at what you're doing right now and tell you whether that is good or not. That's really the quickest way to learn, because you learn immediately when you're doing something wrong, and you need to have like a very, very, very short feedback loop. And then yeah, you just need to get feedback as often as possible, as quick as possible, and that will make you the successful as quickest as possible. And if you have some like certain questions on how to do that, or if you didn't like understand something, or found that I was like trash at explaining a certain concept, then let me know, because then I can improve for the next video, see what I'm doing here. And yeah, try to use this for yourself. And if you really apply this and fail like as often as you can possibly, as you possibly can, then you will literally become like successful like 2 to 4 times as fast. Because if you think about it, if you already have the skill, then you could make 10K by tomorrow, really. Bye.